A woman made her first bet in life by wagering everything she owned. Then she took out a loan of 1.5 million to raise the stakes even more. Her husband knew it was her first time at the table, but instead of stopping her, he put up their 2 houses to support her. But the woman wasn't betting blindly. She was confident she would win, because even though it was her first official game, she had secretly studied gambling techniques for over 10 years. Now with one move, she could switch cards in front of a crowd without anyone noticing. Back then her mentor once asked why she wanted to learn cheating skills. Her answer was shocking. Her father was a gambling addict, and once even tried to sell her to pay off his debts. She swore she would never let anyone be treated like a bargaining chip ever again. She would use her skills to punish unrepentant gamblers. After more than a decade of hard training, she became a master who could win without actually gambling. Every time she saw someone falling into ruin from gambling, even dragging family into it as collateral, she would sit down and teach them a painful lesson herself. But one day when she got home, she found her father and cousin gambling. Even the family's old house had already been lost. She rushed to stop them, but was met with mockery from her cousin's family. They claimed it was just harmless fun, while egging her father on to keep betting. Under their manipulation, her father believed them and started searching the house for anything valuable. Soon, he brought out a gold bracelet. Her face changed immediately, because it was a keepsake left by her mother. But instead of understanding her anger, her father slapped her hard across the face, saying she was married now, and the family property would go to her cousin anyway, so it didn't matter if it was lost. Her cousin grew even bolder, and taunted her to play one round with him, saying if she didn't he'd leave right after this game. Hearing that, she finally made up her mind, and agreed. Soon she was seated at the table. Her cousin raised the stakes, throwing in a luxury watch worth 300,000. She didn't back down, putting in all her savings, but when the cards were revealed, she lost to her cousin. His family nearly jumped for joy, but she calmly told her husband to stay cool, and said they'd win it all back in the next round, then pulled out her phone and took another loan of 1.5 million. Her cousin was blinded by greed, and accepted without hesitation. Soon the cards were dealt. After looking at them, her cousin burst out laughing. He had 3 aces, including the ace of spades she needed. He was sure he had the game in the bag. Her father sighed and said there was no hope for her, and even asked her to kneel and beg her cousin for mercy. Just then, as she was about to reveal her hand, her cousin suddenly raised the bet by another million, wanting to make it an all-out showdown. Hearing that, she looked at her husband, and told him to prepare divorce papers, so he wouldn't be dragged down if she lost everything. He left the room without a word. Her cousin mocked her, saying even her man had abandoned her. But before he could finish, her husband came back through the door. Not only did he stay, he brought out 2 properties in the city center worth 5 million to support her. Her cousin got even greedier, adding the old house, an antique vase, and even a 2.5 million debt note. The high-stakes gamble had finally reached its peak.